I'm Rachel. I live locally to Milton Keynes. I'm 60 and I've been diagnosed with early stage breast cancer. I'm in the process of a long period of chemotherapy. Then I will have a lumpectomy to take out the lumps and the tissue around it. And then I will have radiotherapy after that. And then after that, I'll probably be on a long-term drug treatment. My life was lived at 100 miles an hour, really busy all the time. And that all changed on the 29th of May. I was going to bed and suddenly found a lump in my breast. One's just terrified, really. You live through that first night where you can't do anything. It's 11 o'clock at night and you just think, well, is that big? Is it small? Is it cancer? Is it a cyst? I have no idea. So when I was told it was the more aggressive form of cancer, the next thing was, and we've got to find out whether it's anywhere else in your body. Eventually, they found out that it was actually limited to my breast, and so then they could start on a process of treatment. The chemotherapy is going to be split into two main phases. The first was 4 what they call major doses. So they were going to be the most heavy duty. And you start off with the first one and you are unprepared for just how awful it can make you feel. Nauseous, you get skin reactions, you get really bad mouth ulcers, you get bone pain. You're not expecting to get your bones to be aching, bad digestive problems, because what these drugs do is they strip good bacteria out of your body, so your digestive system doesn't work very well, and they strip your mucous membrane, so you can get nosebleeds and other bleeding, which is worrying apart from anything else. And the other thing that happens is that it reduces your immune system so low that there's a week in that period, every dose, that you are in very serious risk of getting an infection which will lead to sepsis. So my life suddenly became not going anywhere at all for that week. My husband couldn't go anywhere at all for a week to keep me safe. That's all hitting your system, your emotional system, your intellectual system. At the same time, you're dealing with all the physical side effects. I think the thing that lots of people don't understand is the impact it has, firstly, on the people who are looking after you, so in my case, my husband, and also my friends. They rush around you, if they can, forming a net, even if they're not actually with you. But it is really, really tough because these people who love you are watching you going through really difficult times. There is only so much they can do. And then this period of the first 4 major doses goes on for 3 months. So for at least 3 months, your carer is dealing with more chores, someone who is emotionally vulnerable, the smallest things that wouldn't normally bother you, things like a dirty work surface, just sends you over the edge. And imagine that, you're living with someone who is sometimes fine, and quite a lot of the time, my husband felt he was walking on eggshells. And that's no one's fault, it's just a thing, but the burden on the people around you is quite intense. The thing I noticed was that I didn't want to burden my friends all the time. And I think what I needed really was to talk to other people who were going through this, and also other people who'd already gone through it, to say, I've been there before and look at me, I'm fine, or I'm going through it too and isn't it awful? Someone who just got it, because no one actually gets it until you've been through it. It's brilliant that we're building this radiotherapy centre, but we desperately need a centre that patients, people like me, can go to and meet other people. And not just me, my family. My husband needed to be there. Whilst I was in treatment, he needed to be there chatting to someone saying, yeah, I'm going through it as well. It's so easy just to concentrate on the treatment, but the surrounding support that you need when your body and your mind is being battered, it's so important to have that. And of course, my outcome at the moment looks very positive. And so for me, sort of existential worry hasn't been a major issue. But imagine going through this and having stage 3 cancer and not knowing how this is going to turn out. It's a very tough time and you need people to speak to. You're not burdening your friends and your family all the time. One of the reasons I'm so keen to talk about this is I've been here, I'm going through it now, and I need to talk to other people. I need somewhere I can go perhaps to have some physiotherapy or have some yoga or talk to someone about wigs. Really important for me to find ways of being really productive during this period. To be honest, I can't be really productive, but I'm hoping to do some things that make life better for other people, and that's why I really wanted to get involved with the Milton Keynes Hospital Charity. Otherwise, this period just feels like cancer has defined me and nothing will come out of it. It's like a limbo year when I can't do anything. But what I really want to do is raise awareness of the work that the hospital charity is doing to raise money for a wellbeing centre. So the new radiotherapy centre is absolutely crucial, but at the moment the support services that go around patients and their families have to happen off-site, and there aren't enough of them. And so we really need a centre where we can, as patients and families and carers, can come and feel at home, feel we can meet people who understand, who can get one-to-one counselling. I cannot tell you how important that is. And you never know as a patient when that is going to be needed. You think you might need it through those first 3 months of really intense treatment. But I'm now in the next 12 weeks, which are less side effects, much less heavy duty, but I feel emotionally far more fragile now than I did beforehand. So actually having somewhere to go where I can talk to other people who are going through it or people who've been through it before, having that centre staffed perhaps by volunteers. I know there'll be volunteers who are going to be working there, and also specialist counsellors, peer-to-peer support workers, where I can get some complementary therapies and perhaps even get a massage. Some of those things that address your general sense of feeling okay with life and being able to feel positive again. So trying to help the hospital charity raise the money they need for this wellbeing centre is so important. It's important for everyone because cancer affects everyone, not just the patient. It really spreads out. Everyone is affected. So this wellbeing centre is so important, and we need to raise another £300,000. And so whatever I can do to let people know how difficult this process is to go through. There's nothing good about it, apart from the fact you are going to get better at the end. People are looking after you brilliantly, but the actual process itself is brutal. And I never understood quite how much of an impact it would have on my emotional state. I really thought it was going to be all about the physical. So yes, having somewhere to go, somewhere special that doesn't feel like the hospital, feels like a bit of a home, a place where you can be wrapped up and looked after by people who really understand, many people who've been there before, so important.